the amount of Arsenal fans going at the referee and blaming the referee for ruining the game and this, that, and the other. In my opinion, all of that blame should be put onto Trossard for forcing the referee's hand. First of all, you could argue that the actual foul itself was a yellow card with the force that he went into him. And second of all, to then kick the ball away like he did just after Declan Rice has done the same thing. Well, not the same thing, but a very similar thing. It's just
it's the same offence.
Stupidity.
Exactly. It's the same offence, though, Bill. Whether you kick it a millimetre or you kick it into the row Z, it's the same offence.
Exactly.
But Billy, I think Billy, I think what you've said there as well. I think, and LB would probably agree with me on this. I kind of feel like Trossard's dug the ref out a little bit there because that was a yellow card. The challenge was a yellow, and I don't think Oliver was going to give it as yellow. He blown. It was going to be a free kick. He's then obviously kicked the ball away. Then the yellows come. So I
think it would have been a case of right. That's your very last warning. You do anything again, and it's a second yellow kind of thing. But it's just utter stupidity after the Rice debacle to put the referee in that position. All of that blame that Arsenal fans are putting onto the referee should be put onto Trossard. And you've got Mikel Arteta waving his arms in the air, blaming the referees, this, that, and the other. All of that has to be on Trossard, in my opinion. It's just utterly moronic to put the referee in that decision. And that's what I'm saying about the media and what's going on online and that. The actual game, I thought was, for the first half, was a really, really good game. Going into it, I'll hold my hands up and say I thought Man City were going to win it comfortably, to be honest with you. I thought Haaland early goal, force Arsenal out, and then they'll just knock a couple of others in over the duration of the next 80, 70 minutes or so. But I was pleasantly surprised with Arsenal. They took it to City. They got themselves in the lead. Trossard does what he does. And like Errol says, you knew what the second half was going to be like before a ball was even kicked. And you can't blame Arsenal for doing that. Like Errol said as well, they've got one of the best defences in the league, arguably the best defence in the league. Why wouldn't you do that? All of these people, lawless in the group chat, I couldn't understand it. They just want Arsenal to go out with 10 men and play their free-flowing football like they do and get run over. But of course, that's not going to happen. What are you going on about? Arsenal played fantastically, defended brilliantly. And like Errol said again, I was a little bit disappointed with Man City because it felt like they were just doing the save movement from time to time, passing it around the box. Diaz would have a shot, not the person you want having the shots. And I think I saw ULB maybe mention you want Haaland playing centre-back or something, so he could have had a couple of the shots. Do something a little bit different. I thought the Grealish substitution came a little bit too late because, in my opinion, after seeing him at Villa for however many years, he's the perfect kind of player you want to pick those holes, run at the defence, cut the ball back like he did for the goal. And yeah, I was a little bit disappointed with City in that way, but I think Arsenal should definitely hold their heads up high with the performance that they put in to grind Man City out for so long. You should be proud of that team, and I don't understand the rival fans saying that you shouldn't be.
The biggest compliment we can give to Arsenal is City played for a draw.
Yeah.
The biggest compliment we can give you, because all they wanted was to get back in that game. And they didn't do anything, as Billy's saying, they didn't do anything special to do it. They just kept the foot on your neck, and it was like literally a moment of, are you going to pass out or are you going to tap out? And ultimately, before the whistle, you just passed out. That's the only thing. If that bell would have went, you would have walked away with the W. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was literally that close. But City were playing to get themselves back into the game. City didn't look like they had a measure of control over the proceedings, and the only thing that they could guarantee was, let's just try and equalise, and we'll go from there. And when you equalise in the 97th plus whatever, you're only ever going to walk away with a draw.
There was that feeling, wasn't there, a bit around City? I think that it was just a case of not if, but when we score, and it just didn't happen. I mean, for me personally, and I can't really call myself a neutral because I don't like Arsenal, I don't like City, but as a football fan, what I felt robbed. I felt robbed because after that first half, I thought, this is setting up for a proper humdinger. This isn't finishing 2-1. This is going to be 3-2, 4-3. It could even be 5-4. I felt like the game had like the first 10 seconds you get Havertz bang straight into Roger. I thought this is going to be a war. This, and when they got the second goal, I thought, okay, when we'll see City come out essentially and do something. But I blame one man, and that's Trossard as a football fan watching it, the stupidity to do what he did. And I don't think enough's been said about it, even really. You know, I don't think enough has been said about the stupidity from one person. I remember we've seen it in history so many times where people say that one person costs a team a game. We saw it with Beckham, Rooney. We've seen everyone go. I think Trossard's got off lightly because of the whole just pandemonium after it. But for me, I echo what Billy said. I can't for the life of me understand why you've got Paddy Power mocking Arsenal. You've got all these idiots mocking Arsenal. And quite frankly, no team goes to City 10 men for 45 minutes and thinks, we can nick this. We should be able to. If we leave someone up there, we'll nick this. That is ridiculous. You're playing against one of the best teams that the Premier League has seen. You're playing against one of the best managers the Premier League has ever seen. There is no way in the world that any manager on this planet is going to go, yeah, we'll attack them, we'll catch them. No chance. Absolutely no chance. And to hear Lawless coming off the back of West Ham's defensive absolute disaster class against Chelsea, try and go at you guys for being too defensive. Seriously, take a leaf out of Michael Jackson's book and look at the man in the mirror, mate, because you went for war and you made yourself look a fool. I think as if I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm feeling absolutely devastated. But on the whole, exactly like Errol said, it bodes better. It does bode better. And look, LB would not have wanted to come out of that game yesterday with Rodri being injured. No chance at all. Again, when you say about breaking them down, they did miss a De Bruyne. I think it's a different game if De Bruyne is on there, regardless of the ultra defensive. I think De Bruyne is one of the only players on the planet that could probably pick that pass. But look, at the end of the day, you held firm. It's one of them. You're going to have to lick your wounds and move on from it. And you're going to have to take it as positive, not sit there and think, you know, we've missed this. We've missed an opportunity. You're going to have to dust yourselves off and push on. And like you said, I believe in the video I saw of yours today on TikTok, you know, the fixtures you've got coming now in the league are perfect for that. Absolutely perfect for that. You can hit your stride. You can carry on and just take it as one of them. But again, you know, as a neutral fan, yeah, well impressed with Arsenal yesterday. Absolutely.
One of the things that impressed me as well about the way and I know a lot of people might not particularly like it, but I think Arsenal have been guilty of not possessing enough of it in years gone by. And that's not just an Arteta thing. I think it was very much a back end of a Wenger era as well. The lack of shithousery. We're always too polished. We're too nice. We play classic football. You know, we're a class team. So why do we need to do all the dark arts? Arsenal almost perfected the dark arts in that 45-minute yesterday. And I'm not saying that your lads were going down and unnecessarily. You know, he was pulling up because they genuinely felt a few strains in that. Again, individual errors. And I think over the course of the season, if you guys can iron those out, i.e. the Trossards, the Rices doing stupid things when they know the letters of the law, they know the rules, i.e. Jesus at the corner flag being stupid and gifting a set piece and just adding more pressure. Like there's a fine line between getting the dark arts right and then just applying more pressure.
The wrong way. I mean, this is an experienced lad, by the way. Ends up taking his boot off and getting booked. It was crazy what he was doing.
Hit it up the other end of the field as far as you can. Hit it up the line.
That's the other side but that's the other side of the dark arts, as Dan's just said then. Pump it, get 40, 50 yards up the pitch, get a couple of people in the corner flag and just see out the last 30, 42 minutes worth of time in their half. Do something, go down that end. Like you need to be able to manufacture those situations as well. And I thought if I had to give a rating, I'd say it would have been that second half for Arsenal was a 9 out of 10. Or even from the red card onwards, it was a 9 out of 10. It was just those few individual moments, and hopefully over the course of the season, you can iron them out. The experience comes into play. But if you need to go to a difficult away ground in the Champions League this season, if you need to run it back with City in the FA Cup, if you need to come to Anfield, if you need to go to Old Trafford, you now should feel confident that even when the chips are down, your lads have got enough about them to dig out results when it matters most. And I think that is probably one of the biggest takeaways as an Arsenal fan you'd probably want, because it's the measuring stick. We've said it for years down the line. We go to City. I want to see City with their best 11. I want Liverpool with their best 11. And I want to see how close we are, because only at that point can I really give a valid statement to say that we can challenge this side.
Yeah,
if they slap us, if they slap us and wipe the floor with us, they're going to do that to every other team. If we're the next best.
I will say this, Errol, you've been saying this for weeks, well, probably longer than that, about Kyle Walker. I saw it all yesterday. I saw it all. What the hell he is doing on that corner with Gabriel. You know, doing the touch, lost him, gone. Completely lost him and gone. I was like, this guy. I mean, I'm stunned at how poor he was in that corner.
When I saw him play, I thought, whoa, this will do us. And luckily, he did play. LB, you've waited long enough, man. You've heard from everyone. Never seen and heard such a rattling from both of these sets of fans, man. I don't know what you've heard today. Maybe it's been different. But bizarre, bro. It was a mad game. I text you afterwards saying it was mental. And that was about as far as you agreed. But I haven't actually spoke to you about it, man. So what are you feeling, bro?
Yeah, dead game, unfortunately. Trossard costing Arsenal possibly 2 points there with just ridiculous decision. Not surprised with Arteta, the way he reacted. You know what I mean? I would have been fuming. If I was the manager of Arsenal, I would have been absolutely fuming with Trossard. If I was a fellow teammate of Trossard's, I'd be absolutely fuming him. If I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be absolutely fuming with him. All I see from your fan base is about it was the referee's fault. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We was trash in the second half. Absolutely trash. So I'll take the point because we didn't look like scoring at all. We were rubbish. Pep had a shocker.
Did you celebrate it?
What? Celebrate what?
The point?
I didn't celebrate the point, no.
Okay.
I thought I thought the win was there. I thought Arsenal were really poor yesterday. I mean, first 20 minutes we battered them, and then the injury changed the game. So yeah, I didn't celebrate the point. I thought it was a poor point. I thought the game was there for us to be won.
You celebrated the goal, not the result. Is that fair?
Yeah, I celebrated the goal, but then I wasn't happy with the draw. And yeah, we were trash.
I think, in fairness to Arsenal fans as well, I think their frustration was the inconsistency with the refs. But like I've said to you, everybody on this panel before, don't expect favours from the referees in this league. You cannot do it. And I said it. It was game week 1 last year. Was it? Did you play Wolves last season, Dan? Was that your opener last year?
No, yeah.
I knew you'd bring us into it. I knew you'd bring us into it.
No, not because it was used, but because the ref was that bad. I said that's going to happen to Liverpool in a couple of weeks. It'll happen to Arsenal, and lo and behold, it was Liverpool Spurs. It was Arsenal and somebody. Like we know what the standard is. So as a fan base or as fans to turn around and say, "Oh, the refs this, the refs," I'm like, have you only just started watching the Premier in the last 5 games? Are you expecting world-class officiating? Because that doesn't happen in this league. You can't rely on the officials to bail your team out.
To complain about. It was a foul, and then he kicked the ball away. So I don't know what they're moaning about, to be honest with you. Do you know what I mean? So, like, yeah, that's basically my assessment. Dead game, ruined by Trossard. The guy's an idiot. And I take the point and move. Like that's literally it. It's a bit of a dead game. We was trash. Like, we had a terrible day at the office. Pep got everything wrong. Subs awful. Didn't make his subs quick enough. Started 11 not right. So considering all that went wrong and we got a point, I take it. It is what it is, man.
LB, do you?
Go on now.
No, just a quick question. Do you have concerns about your defence at the minute?
No, I don't have concerns about it. I have concerns about Kyle Walker because he's fucking shit. But other than that, no.
No, that's fine. I was just curious, just because you're normally up there for obviously up there with the best defences, and you have conceded quite a few goals already, even against teams that you still went on to beat. I was just wondering if you just felt that was something you needed to address.
Kyle Walker has been poor, man. Like I've got to say,
I ain't worried about the defence. I mean, look at yesterday. So one goal was absolutely unreal finish from Calafiori. Second is a Kyle Walker. Just what the hell is he doing? So both goals yesterday, City can't really do anything about. Yeah, the first one's just a mad goal, and the second one, Kyle Walker. Like, what is he doing? What is he actually doing? Like the guy, like acting like he's some mad guy. You know what I mean? Like try to wind up Gabriel and then completely loses him. Looks like an absolute idiot. So I don't think it's like a no. I don't really think you can.
Gabriel's a monster, by the way. I've said this for a while. He is when it comes to crashing in the opposition box. When he's in a hot box, he's just unbelievable.
We should have had Haaland marking him. We should have had Haaland 1v1 on Gabriel from corners. Like, why on the first one we had Doku? I
couldn't understand
tonight, mate.
Couldn't understand that. Doku on there.
The hell was he doing, man?
No, it was poor, man. I gotta say, even when City got on the ball in the second half, when you're lining up Diaz to have shots and Akanji to have shots and Gvardiol to have shots, who, by the way, actually made two saves out of Raya. I was thinking, where's this Foden screamers? Where's this Grealish shooting? Where's even Haaland, can't you say, LB, coming back out and having a dig because Kovacic shooting? And I'm thinking, this is just going over the bar or smashing into our defenders. What are they doing? And like,
you
we
must
switched
have been
off
happy
the
as Larry with it, Potts.
Yeah, we were, apart from the short corner where we were switched off. It was as if it had to get into our box or outside our box for us to react. If it went wide, we just didn't see it. It's bizarre, man. But
I think they thought they won it. I think when Raya caught the ball like a minute earlier, I think you can see all the players go over to Raya and like you can see it in their eyes. And
he just relieved everything, just went
exactly. I think at that moment, everybody thought that's it, the game's over. And I think that, and then when we got the other corner, I think the Arsenal players had just switched off because they thought they won the game. And obviously, if you actually look at that corner, it's absolutely insane that Arsenal players just let Jack Grealish do what he did. It's insane. But I think you just have to put that down to the fact that they probably switched off. They thought the game was won.
But this is what I'm saying. But why didn't City do that 15, 20 minutes earlier? Like that type of cutback, we've seen that down the years for City. That's been your bread and butter. Like Sterling, as much as you might not rate him, that was one of the things he was absolutely flawless at being able to
handle. He subs with trash, Errol. He subs with trash. He left Bernardo Silva on right wing, who did absolutely nothing. He should have left Savio on. Doku was doing nothing on the left-hand side. He should have put Grealish on earlier. He should have left Savio on. He should have put Foden on earlier and pulled Foden out. He put Foden on and told Foden just to stand in the box. But the problem with that is the only people that was putting balls into the box was Ruben Diaz and Akanji. So then it took to the 92nd minute until Pep told Kovacic and Foden to switch, at which point you actually seen Foden getting on the ball and trying to make stuff happen. So, like I say, for me, I think Pep got it all wrong yesterday. It's mainly on Pep for me, and it is what it is. Like we move on.
Do you think, LB, you could have won the game? Do you think it was sharp shot for Arsenal? You're not going to win it. You're just praying you get one. Or do you think with a little bit better from Pep, you could have got all 3 points? Because
that's why I was frustrated. That's why I wasn't happy with the point, because I think the game was there for City to win yesterday. Not just because you had 10 men, just because I didn't think Arsenal was particularly great, and I don't think he defended particularly well. I just think we was trash. Honestly, we was just trash. Like we just shooting. We had Diaz head like crossing it in. Like, I don't think Arsenal's defense done some mad defensive job. I really don't. I think maybe last year, if you want to talk about last year, I think you probably defended better than this year. We were just really not good, man. And like I say, for me, it's just it was mainly on Pep Guardiola. You know, I'm not going to speak about the referee for the first goal for Arsenal. Like, I speak about my own team's performances. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Like, it's what it is. When we drew the game, we move on, innit?